Bantam Doubleday Dell Audio Publishing presents Star Wars, I, Jedi, by Michael A. Stackpole. I threaded my way over the catwalks that led to my home. The door slid open, and a wave of warm air cascaded down over me. Mirax had shut off the apartment's environmental comfort unit. We both did that when we were going to be gone for an extended period of time. In the living room off to the left, I saw a light blinking on the holotable. I hit the button. Even in miniature, Mirax's black hair shone lustrously, and fire filled her brown eyes.
Corran, I'd hoped to be here when you got back, but I've got a run I can't turn down. You should only be lonely for about a day. If my plans change, I'll let you know. I love you. Don't forget it, and don't doubt it, ever. I'll be back soon, love.
Her image dissolved into static. She said I'd be lonely for only a day or so. The fact was, however, that I had been a full day late. So she should have been here. A shiver ran down my spine, but I shrugged it off. Feeling a little achy and tired from my most recent Rogue Squadron mission, I fell into a dreamless sleep.
Corran?
I stirred at the sound of my name.
Corran!
Mirax's shriek ripped me to wakefulness. The image of her face faded from before my eyes as my hands encountered only cold sheets where she should have been. In one blindingly terrible moment, I knew Mirax was gone. I ran to the living room and keyed in a call. The head and shoulders of a black droid materialized.
You have reached Rogue Squadron headquarters.
Horn here. Is the Colonel available, Emtre? The droid's eyes flickered.
The Colonel has a meeting scheduled 30 standard minutes from now.
I have to talk to him. Mirax is gone. I mean, really gone, and I have to find her. I'll be there soon. I snapped to attention and gave Tycho Selkio as crisp a salute as I could manage. Thank you for seeing me, sir. Standing at his desk, Tycho returned my salute sharply, but sympathy softened his blue eyes. Emtre told me about your problem, though he didn't give me much detail. I didn't have much to give him. I'm sorry. Tycho pointed me to a chair in front of his desk. Not your fault, I think. He glanced back at the doorway. That's why I asked General Kraken to join us. I turned and saw Aaron Kraken enter the office. I wanted to discuss with Colonel Selkio the intelligence we obtained from our last action against the Invid pirates. I frowned. I'd really rather talk about my wife. I know, but this is germane, Captain Horn. General Kraken plugged a cable from his datapad into the holoprojector on the corner of Tycho's desk. An image of an Imperial Star Destroyer hovered there. This is the Invidious. Approximately 6 years ago, Leonia Tavira appears to have obtained it. Kraken hit a key, and the image shifted to that of a very young woman in an Imperial naval uniform with the rank insignia of an admiral. Tavira has forged a loose coalition of freebooters and marauders into a fleet that looks to her for planning and coordination. She provides them with times and places for rendezvous, then plots courses, downloads battle plans, and uses the Invidious's firepower to suppress planetary defenses. Her allies loot and pillage to their heart's content, transferring half of what they take to her. She then vanishes, and they return to their bolt holes, waiting for her next call. None of the Invid pirates know where she hides her ship or when she will show up. Somehow, Tavira seems to know when we have prepared for one of her raids and calls it off. We've been able to figure out no pattern of behavior that would tip her off, so we have had to rely on more and more unorthodox methods for trying to locate her." He turned to face me, and ice crystallized in my gut. "Part of those efforts involve Mirax. Mirax came to me to ask what she could do to help bring an end to the Invid raids. She said that the sooner the Invids were broken up, the less she would worry about their possibly killing you and your fellow rogues, and then she and you could get back to your lives." I fought to stop the tears, threatening to leak from my eyes. "Tell me where she was last." "I can't and won't, Captain Horn." Kraken's face closed. "Think about it for a minute. I have agents in place who are very vulnerable." "It's Mirax's vulnerability I'm worrying about here." I found my hands had become fists. "You may not want to give me the information, General, but you can be ordered to do so." "Only by the New Republic's ruling council." I gave him as hard a stare as I could muster. "I'm willing to petition them to get me that information." I stood and offered both men a salute. "I do not mean to be insubordinate, but my wife is in trouble, and I will help her. Don't try to stop me." I knew my petition to the New Republic ruling council could easily be dismissed in the name of security, but if a couple of council members backed me, I might win the day. To enlist that sort of support, however, I needed to ask friends for favors. My first stop in that quest was the office of General Wedge Antilles. Wedge gave me a big smile that pulsed some warmth back into me. "Corran, what brings you here? Just visiting?" I swallowed hard. "Not exactly. I need a favor, a big favor. Mirax is missing, and I need to find her. General Kraken knows where she was last reported to be. She was doing a job for him at the time, and he won't tell me where that was." Wedge's eyes brightened. "If you think about your request the way you would have thought about it when you were with Corsac, there's no way you'd have turned that sort of information over to the spouse of an undercover agent. Kraken doesn't want you running off and jeopardizing Mirax's life and his operation. But we might have an edge in helping you solve your problem." "What do you mean?" "Luke's here, on Coruscant. You should talk to him." Wedge nodded solemnly. "Having a Jedi help you is not a bad way to go at all." Wedge made a call to Luke Skywalker, and we were invited to his chambers in the Imperial Palace. Luke smiled as he ushered us into his sparse apartments. "Wedge, good to see you again. And you as well, Captain Horn. Your agitation is easy to sense. Why don't you explain what the problem is?" I took a seat. "My wife, Mirax, is missing. She was trying to discover the location of the Invidious so we could put an end to Leonia Tavira's raids. I was sleeping, waiting for her to come back home, when I heard her call my name. Then I heard her scream it. Then there was nothing." I locked gazes with the Jedi Master. "I could feel she was gone. Not dead, just cut off from me. Will you help me find her?" Luke laid a hand on my arm. "I would like to very much, but there is a problem." "What's that?" Luke sighed. "I don't have your connection to Mirax. The abruptness with which your link to her was broken makes me wonder if she's in stasis." My heart sank. "So she's lost?" "I didn't say that." Luke stared into my eyes. "I think you can find her. I think you are strong enough in the Force to pick her out even if she is in hibernation. Her thoughts may have been slowed to the point where they barely register, but through the Force you can find them. They will lead you to her." "But I need to find her now." "No." Luke shook his head. "You need to find her. What you need to do now is learn how to find her." Luke stood. "Down through the 1,000 generations that the Jedi maintained peace in the galaxy, there were lots of Jedi, hundreds, certainly, thousands, probably. The Emperor's best efforts to destroy us were not wholly successful, and there are Force-sensitive people still out there, just like you, Corran, and me. We need to create more Jedi to share the burden. In a couple of days, I plan to ask the Senate to let me establish a Jedi Academy.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?